I tried so many different things, I'd done different programs and stuff with other great leaders, and um but I tried implementing things I was being told to do, but it never panned out to any kind of results that was anything close to what I was looking for.
This is part of our time together because you're speaking of the wow sales method, right? So with that method and making it so much easier, and you're not pitching anymore, what would you say has been the greatest result of that, of using this technique?
The greatest result. There's so many, and they're all intertwined. And I think I've referenced a lot of them. I will say this, my income has so grown, and it happened really quick. The beginning was really quick, when I started to see that shift. Literally in the first, I think it was like first few months, I quadrupled my business. And then it's happened again since then, over a little bit longer time, because there was, I had grown so much, and then to quadruple again, it's like amazing. But
It is. Congratulations, because
Thank you.
You got to take a lot of credit for this. I do teach these things, but you did it. I mean, that's why I always said, and I said from the beginning, this is a team effort.
Yeah.
It's like if you have a plan or a recipe, but you just stick it in the box and do nothing, then you're not cooking the food. You still got to go and do what you got to do. So so congratulations.
But for years I tried so many different things. I'd done different programs and stuff with other great leaders, and but I tried implementing things I was being told to do, but it never panned out to any kind of results that was anything close to what I was looking for, and so this was, I remember right before, we first started, when I first saw you speak, and I immediately, there were all these nuggets, that I was like, oh God, yes, I felt so drawn, to working with you. And it's like, okay, so I immediately cleared my schedule so that I could do the weekend event that I'm More Business, More Life, that was going to start the next day. I was like, okay, I have to go. So I just I'm going to make it work. And I did. And then that was the beginning of this journey. And it was a big decision for me because, like I said, I'd spent large amounts of money on other programs and, without the results I was looking for. So, but something inside me was like, this feels so right. And it definitely was. Because within a few months, I'm like, oh my gosh, I started looking at my results and feeling this difference. And it just kept going and growing. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure. It brings me joy watching you progress, because I can remember that room. So after I spoke, I remember you coming up to me, and you were I just remember you were kind of quiet, you're soft spoken, you're like, okay, I'm gonna come. And I forgot, you just reminded me, I forgot that speaking engagement just happened to be the day before my event, and I wasn't anticipating that many people to come from it, because who's gonna clear the schedule? But I do remember it's happened a few times, but I remember you coming up saying that, and I can remember seeing the stress in your face and seeing how much joy you have in your face today. It's beautiful. And what pops in my mind too is all the things pre COVID-19, the trips you were taking. And well, yes, you've still been working, 40 hours or more, and I know it's been on the more side, but still it's not the 70, 80 hours that you used to do.
Yeah.
Right. So it's significantly less, and the traveling and the time you've been with your family now, several trips to New York. I think if I remember correctly, Iceland, and now even moving closer to one of your daughters, you've just made. So so I do want to examine the transition a little bit more, but maybe let's just highlight these awesome things, because I know it's been a lot of fun for you. So
yeah, it really has, and that, so I did get to go so part of this growth has been that my youngest daughter worked for me over the last with me over the last few years, and then we got to go to Iceland together last summer, and that trip was so so magnificent, and just in so many ways. I mean, it's a beautiful place, amazing like connection to earth, that it feels so present there, and just being with her for that time, it was like hanging out with your best friend for 2 weeks. That was the feeling. And I'm also like best friends with my other's daughters, but like having this travel experience, and I would not have allowed myself that. I know for certain, because I've been denying myself trips for years, like most of my life. And I remember it was, you kept telling, there were many times when I heard, just plan the trip, put it on your calendar, and then figure it out. I was like, okay, I really want to do this trip. I want to put it on my calendar. And then we actually made it happen. And I just wouldn't have traded that for anything. It was so, yes, having that, and then feeling like I could. I mean, partly COVID's actually part of one of the silver linings for me, was that when everything kind of shut down physically, it just made sense to me. Why I'm not locked into this physical location in the same way that I was with my commitments, right? And so I moved to be closer to my oldest daughter, up in the Portland area, and she's got 2 little girls, so I'm now a very active part of their lives, where before it was mostly video, right? It's just,
Yeah, that's and I know how huge that is for you. How big family
really is huge. Yeah. And my youngest daughter's up in the Pacific Northwest now too. So I've got 2 out of the 3 here and 1 in New York.
Yeah, not bad. And then you can always go to the East Coast and visit when you want, and hopefully she can come to the West Coast when she can, and
Yeah.
get that time. But you're definitely in leaps and bounds from where you were.
Hey there, I want to give you something really big. It's called Clear Path to Customers. It's the way that we get the right language to get the right client. I like to call them your wow clients, so that you can have more results, more revenue, more raving fans, and more referrals. And I want to give this to you absolutely free. And all you have to do is go to stevenapolitan.com to check it out, or you can look at the description here. We'll put the details there. As always, remember, choose gratitude and create freedom.